good? 6 AK Mr. Get 'em. Once again, we got another poetry session tonight, man. I'm about to just do something real swift for y'all. Something slight, man. Nothing too much. Got my big ass jug of water. Drink on this, keep me hydrated. Follow me, man. CIXXRICH number 6. You know what I mean? 6 Rich 6. I put out like 3 joints so far. I think it was 3 or 4 joints. Anyway, like, I don't know, I love doing the poetry thing, you know. I fucks with it. I think I can get a lot of my thoughts on paper and, you know, and help, I guess, everybody else understand where I'm coming from or how I feel as I wrote this. Long story short, I wrote this joint called Promise Makers, and I tried to touch on, I guess, all of situations, how people make promises, like even whether it's like just basic living with your family, with your friends, with your significant other. People make these promises, whether it's small or big, you know what I'm saying? People make promises. Even with business, like me, I tend to make promises to people that I'm going to do something as far as doing a tattoo this day, and I can't keep up with that promise. Long story short, we got a lot of people, like, you know, that we can call promise makers or whatever, and they tend to break them. But I try to touch on a lot of things. I don't think I did, of course. But yeah, just let me know what y'all think, man. And I'm gonna keep doing my thing. Promise makers. His clothes ratted and torn. Out of breath, he scorns the police who with blunt force beat his face into another form. Exhausted from the chase, he's placed in handcuffs that he won't escape. His mind on race, thinking his fate, how his mother's face will look when she visits him beyond those gates. He made a promise. Sincere and honest, but regardless, he's locked back the fuck up. 3-strike law in effect. He respects his must-own debt. He signed and cashed the check. Now he's surrounded by his natural breed. He feeds off others' dreams. A plot or better scheme is put in the means, plans on focus. This time he's hoping with his mother he'll be open. Now she's coping, made adjustments with the last lawyer who filed an appeal for the motion. He made a promise. Placed in a cell with others who plan on doing better. Attracted to the bling and leather, Kangos with feathers and Bill Cosby Coogee sweaters. With no plans of how he'll really get out of this stormy weather. Promise maker said he'll try harder, but returned to the streets, and yes, he fell farther. And as a child, he was minus a father, but that excuse is played out. Stop using it. He went to night school and had a way out. His scapegoat the streets, and now he's spaced out. Promise maker made a promise. He'll resolve it. The game is getting old, so he tries to use logic, but he won't stop at late night tricking with his henchmen in DC's downtown district. Therein lies the problem in which he's afflicted. Attracted to the street life, the rush of which he can't get enough. He's in flux, can't see clear because his lips are poked out, smoking on a Dutch. Yeah. He made a promise to the weed man that he'd pay next week for that QP. Ahead of the game, a boxer by his family chain. Now, even these golden gloves can't keep him out the streets. He must compete against the truth, which will eventually set him free. But promise maker is a promise breaker. He's been this way for the longest. Promise maker is a promise breaker, let's just be honest. Now, how many of y'all is promise makers or promise breakers? You dig? Fuck with me, man. 6 AK Mr. Get 'em. Yep.